Welcome to Overly Opinionated. Rest in peace to fallen kings, queens, and in-betweens.
And free the guys.
Free the guys for sure. So, the new year is in, officially. So we a weekend. Have you been seeing resolutions?
No.
Me neither. Like a lot less than I ever have before.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
You are?
Yeah, that's just annoying. You don't gotta share that shit unless we ask. No one's asking on the timeline either. Though.
I don't mind people sharing things that I don't ask for, but New Year's resolutions are always interesting to me. I feel like you're trying to hold yourself accountable for something.
But they'll tell you the New Year's resolution, but don't show the update. Like, oh, how's it going? None of that. That's why I don't care that they even show it.
And this is specific to social media. That's kind of the topic today, loosely. Yeah. But I feel like I only ever get New Year's resolutions on social media. People don't usually talk to me about it. And that's what kind of why I don't fuck with the idea of New Year's resolutions, because almost everyone that I interact with on social media, I know them in real life. Mm-hmm. And this is a common thing that I say to you. Like, if I know you in real life, it's just social media feels so much weirder. Like, because our interactions are different. Mm-hmm. Why would our interactions be different on social media when I know you for real? Like, why would it be different?
That's a good question, but I understand that feeling. I'm not sure. Like, because you can be other people online and people not know. But if I was in person with you, you start acting different, I can clearly tell. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
what about the people that you know off of social media before you know them on social media?
The people you don't know outweighs the people you do know on social media, though.
No, not even close.
You don't think so?
For me, it's not even close.
Valid. But that's not the normal case. You're not the normal case for social media.
That's possible. That's
You're
possible.
not the normal case.
Yeah. I acknowledge that.
So it's like...
So you're saying most people, they know way fewer people that they interact with on social media Correct. Than they do in real life?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you think that in itself is weird?
I don't want to, but I almost have to. I almost have to say, yeah, I think that's weird. And it's only weird at all to me because you're different. It's only weird to me because you're different. I don't know how to say this, but it's like you have an online persona.
Yeah, catfish.
For real. I feel like that's not the same thing. Oh, but I guess it kind of is, though.
You're not who you are online. Catfish. So it's like that. The whole idea of it that you have to be someone else, I hate it. But on the other side, like I'm on the fence because if it makes you happy, go ahead. But I wish that didn't make you happy.
Okay.
Like, that's where I'm at with it. I wish that didn't make you happy, but if that's what you got to do, like...
And at the same time, I'm aware of the different places where you kind of have to be different people. Like, there are certain places where you have to tone a part of yourself down.
Social media is not that.
Right.
You have the access...
It could be.
I disagree, because you have the access to who sees you on your social media.
That is also true. That is also true.
So you allow the people you have to act for? That's kind of weird, like, on your part. Just not allow these people
Okay,
to
so that's where you said... It comes in the... If it makes you happy. Some people like acting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So maybe. But I think that's why, to me, it seems weird. To me, the social media thing seems weird. Because I don't want to be someone else on social media. These people, you already know me.
Right.
I know you for real. Like, I know you for real.
So what's the one thing you do love the most about social media?
Access to people.
That and news. Yeah, I gotta agree.
Oh no, I hate news. I hate news so much.
When I say news, Von Miller injured, somebody out for the season, trade record, like it's the fast.
I love that the first two to where this is what you're saying you enjoy. You heard somebody got hurt.
No, news. That is news.
News that they got hurt.
I don't want you to think I'm talking like politics or crime. I'm not talking that like news on like my favorite artist just dropped that. Like I love how fast you can get that information.
And I understand that. I have a hard time separating them. I feel like if you're gonna get news, you're gonna get good news. You're gonna get bad news. Yeah. And for the most part, the good news isn't worth the bad news, I guess.
I get you.
I can't even say that certainly because there's been a lot of times that I've benefited, made new memories off of news. And that, yes, that is definitely there. I just can't say, I can't lump that into a reason that I enjoy it.
What's the worst thing you hate about social media?
News.
Really?
And not necessarily news like from a publication. But when people report on things, whether it be,
like outlets you speaking of?
No, that's not even who I'm talking. I'm talking about us, like regular people. Because like I said, most of the people that I interact with are people that I know.
Yeah.
When they report on things, man, bro.
Why?
Because they're the news.
Oh.
They're the news for things and people that I know, though. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's different when you see, man, it's gonna sound like subhuman almost, but that's not mine. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. It's different when you see someone you don't know got hit by a car or something. Mm-hmm. It's sad, like, man, I hope they're all right. But it doesn't necessarily affect your day to a degree where you feel like you have to act on it.
Right. Gotcha.
But when someone is reporting on their day that you know and you love, like let's say you love someone and they report on their day and they're like crying or something.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Now I know your empathy behaves on a different level, but for me, I feel like I might have to do something about this.
Really?
Bro, if someone that I love is posting about a hard time they're having, like, I'm here to support you.
Yeah.
And it cost me having it, like, now I got to do the juggling act in my head. Mind your business. There is definitely a line of you're overstepping here. And I am so liable to step over that line because all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to spread love as much as possible.
Whoa. So how is it stepping out if they put that out?
It's
to see.
Are you saying that that's impossible?
Damn near yes.
Okay, now, I can't disagree with you. I feel like a factor when you're making this decision, whether you're going to reach out to someone or not, one of the factors is absolutely the fact that they made it public. This is a public thing. You know that I'm here. You know that I may see it. If I do see it, you chose for this to be public.
Correct.
That does not mean that every time someone shares something, they desire your input.
Oh, on social media though? I don't know. That's not sitting right with me.
I'm not saying that you have to like it. I'm not saying that I love it either. I'm not saying that it makes sense.
If you're not posting for interactions, why are you posting?
No. They may be posting for interaction. Not for me. You do understand that.
They have a close friends for that. DMs for that.
Again, I'm not saying that it makes sense. Does every human interaction make sense?
No.
No. So all I'm saying is there are times where it feels like maybe I should say something, and there are times where it doesn't. Let's say that my cousin, who I haven't spoken to in 8 months, let's say that my cousin posts that she had an argument with her man. It's super easy for me to know this ain't where you reach out. This ain't for you necessarily.
Valid.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, let's say my mom makes a post and she's crying about something that just happened, at the grocery store. I feel almost the same immediate decision made. So I have to know what's going on with my mom. Now let's find a middle ground there. We know that both of those, you definitely don't act here and you definitely do act there. Let's find that middle ground, and that happens to be sometimes.
But what I'm saying is, if you say something to your cousin, that's not overstepping because they decided to make that public. It's not your fault they're using social media wrong if that was for someone specific person. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't think you can really overstep a boundary like that when you know I'm on your friends list, and then if you don't like interactions from me, block me.
You are claiming, and I agree, that I can't overstep any spoken boundaries.
That's public like that.
Of course. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Again, what you are ignoring is that there are unspoken boundaries all over the place. And just because they're unspoken, I'm not saying that you have 100% of the responsibility to know them and to behave accordingly. Mm-hmm. You don't have 0% of the responsibility. You don't have 0. And I feel like, this is one of my bring it back up moments. I feel justified in telling you that you have to agree with me, because there are certain things that you think are off limits for privacy purposes. Like if you tell me something, you don't feel like you have to tell me, don't say this to anyone, for me to automatically know that.
Correct.
Unspoken boundaries all over the place that you have to abide by.
But exactly. All right, great topic. We had a great topic on that. But yes, I agree with you. But social media and posting publicly is not one of them unspoken ones. It can't be unspoken if you're posting for, let's say you got 500 followers to see. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you have to expect, or you can't be upset if 500 people who follow you interact with this. Like, that's kind of crazy. Now, if you don't want these interactions, post it somewhere else without these people. Now, let's say it was just in your phone and you went to their phone unexpectedly, you trying to speak on. No, you stepping over that boundary right there.
Sure.
But posting it so people can see it and then think it's someone stepping into your zone because you didn't want a response from that person is kind of crazy, bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's an unspoken boundary when you post publicly.
Hey, and maybe there isn't. I just feel like most likely there is. And I say that because the way that I interact with people in real life, sometimes, because I just have a burning curiosity for everything. Mm-hmm. So whenever we're having a conversation, I want to get as deep as the person I'm talking to is willing to get. So I overstep boundaries all the time because I simply don't know where it's okay to ask questions and where it's not.
Now, have someone ever pointed out online that you was overstepping the boundary?
No, but I don't think that's uncommon. That's not a common thing to do, to tell someone, oh no, we're not talking about that. Like how, like
mind your fucking business.
Right? Mind you, this is not for you type of shit. That's uncommon, but there are different ways to do that. Oh, I'm okay. Simple, I'm okay could easily mean I'm okay, or it could mean I don't want to talk about this with you. Right?
Yeah, I get you.
So things like that. But that's just for me clarifying what I mean by the news. And it's not news necessarily from the world, even though news from the world is even more depressing because I think more than 90% of the time it's bad news. But like news from here, news from the personal level is often a little overwhelming just because it seems like, and this is just I don't know if this is like a caretaker vibe or whatever, but when I see a problem with someone that I consider myself close to or even close enough to, someone who I regularly spread love to,
you want to help.
I feel almost obligated to put my best foot forward in making their pain less so. But on the other side of that, I do realize that there's the ability to, if I don't want to see it, don't check. And I practice that more than I don't. I rarely look at Instagram stories. That's just not.
Yeah.
That's where people chronicle their day.
If I'm bored, like you probably will catch me tapping through. But other than that, I think my worst thing I hate about social media is the influence they have on people.
Ooh. I love that.
That's probably
I love that.
The worst thing for me.
Talk to me.
And then knowing I can't, me personally, do anything to fix certain situations like that who are influenced. Like, you get people who get false realities based off people they follow. Like, they don't live in the real world no more. They live in this idea of what they think the world is based off the people they follow. You get what I'm saying?
I think so, but give me examples, please.
So, like, they see people their age going out to these fancy clubs and traveling all the time, and they feel like they doing something wrong because they not able to do something like that. Or that everyone's a influencer, a model, like this is what you have to be in order to get somewhere in life. Like, I don't like that at all. Like, that really bothers me because sometimes they don't know, like, this is not what I need. They don't see the problem in social media. And sometimes it's too late for them to see it. So I don't fuck with that at all for it.
I definitely understand.
And
I definitely understand that.
Would you count YouTube as a social media?
I think you have to, almost.
What I love about social media is like YouTube, though. They're so informational. Like, YouTube's my go-to if I don't know something. Like, if I need to do something and I don't know it, YouTube. I YouTube it. I love that exists. I think I'd be lost without it. So, I think about when I say the influence, that has a positive influence on me.
Sure.
So I have to acknowledge the good. But yeah, I hate the negative influences on people. And then it's addicting. And people don't think so.
Yeah, no, I remember you went on a cleanse. You were done. If it wasn't for this podcast, you were done.
And it was pretty easy, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to be hard, but it was not at all. I told you the only thing I missed was getting my sports news fast.
Right.
That was just like, damn, I didn't even know they was out. Like, but other than that, like, I didn't feel like I was missing out on nothing. Like, shit was cool. Like, but now with this podcast, I feel like I have to have one.
Yeah.
And so that's about it, though. Yeah, I can easily go without it.
Yeah, I think for me, it was probably 70% because I went on a long little hiatus too. And it was 70%. It was easy. But that 30% was tough. Just loss of interaction with people that I don't interact with. Like, I don't just be texting everybody.
For me, it was tough because I was in a group chat with my guys, and they be like, "Oh, y'all check the channel." I like, nah,
facts.
That's what made it hard for me. But I know before I left, like, who I did follow, like, I texted my number, like, if you, I'm off this shit. Like,
that's hard.
If you need me, hit me, like,
yeah.
And the people who hit me, they hit me. Other than that, like, it was I didn't miss anything, like, so
yeah. I guess for me, it's super easy if you are in that group of people that I will consistently click on your Instagram story.
Mm-hmm.
I love having an excuse in a weird way. I say in a weird way because I feel like that's a little bit of an odd way to say it. But when I see your face, if I open up Instagram and let's say it's you, I see your face right at the top there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I haven't spread love to this man today. Like, I click on it. And if you're doing something dope, I'll be like, oh, you're doing something dope. If I just like seeing what I'm seeing, I'll hit the little heart button or tell you this hard, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, hope you having a good day. You the man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Something like that.
And I miss when I'm not on social media, I miss having that. Yeah, niggas be busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not too busy to look at Instagram, oddly, but niggas be in that 30 seconds that I'm on Instagram. I might interact with 3 people, might see a cool video and be like, yo, this crazy. Or if I just see you like interacting with your daughter, playing with your daughter or something like that, like, oh, bro, like, shout out to y'all, man. Hope y'all had a happy holidays and blah, blah, blah.
And that is another thing I do love about it because it's like, I try not to spend a lot of time on it. You see, like, I don't be on, be a couple hours, I check the chat, send y'all a few things at it. But when I do hop on there, it is nice to see people live, if that makes sense, because I'm not there with you.
Right.
But I do love that aspect. Like, oh damn, that's what's up. You went to the zoo, whatever today. Like that's fire. Like, and then normally some of the people, we gotta link up.
Facts.
Fuck with that.
Yep.
Like, so yeah, I do miss those interactions though.
Something that I would never have otherwise.
Right.
I would never do
social
that.
Media.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you get, not that I need a daily update with people I care about or I haven't spoke to in a while, but it is nice to know that I have that if I wanted it for the people who do post daily.
Yep.
Like, I like the idea of that shit.
Yeah, me too.
So
me too.
That shit is fire.
Especially people that I genuinely enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that there are people like one of my homies. He actually just got back off a hiatus not that long ago. My man's he lives in Germany. I'm not linking up with him. You know what I mean? I don't even know what time he out moving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to text you.
I feel that.
So no. Oh, there he is up there. He'll get it when he gets it. Like when someone contacts me on Instagram, there is no chance I'm gonna know that in the next hour or so.
Yeah.
If I don't look at my Instagram in the next hour, I'm not getting back to you until. So it feels like a less intrusive way to contact people because I'm only gonna see it when I see it.
And this may sound crazy. Now, important people have my number.
Yep.
So if you're hitting me on there, it's like it must not be important.
It's not that important.
Yeah, like it can wait.
It's a low level contact. Like you have access to someone, but it's not a bunch of access.
Yeah. So
like your girl has called me a few times on Instagram, and I always feel bad because it's like
I'm not on here.
I literally didn't see that. Sometimes I'll be like, man, she probably think I'm ignoring her or something. She probably think I'm taking your side or something. And I literally just have not been on Instagram for 4 hours.
Yeah, and it really be like that. And it's different because women be on social media way more than men. So she think like, oh, if that was me, you see me calling. Like, come on, don't play. So how much time do you
say
think?
that so certainly?
No,
you say it so certainly.
Bro, I'm confident, man.
That women are on more than men. How do you know? You don't have the statistics, do you?
What? Men watch more porn than women, and women on social media more than men.
Wow.
Wow, you believe that, don't you?
I believe it.
Now you get
it. It didn't take any convincing.
That's just the way it rolls.
That didn't take any convincing at all. Nah, I mean it's possible. It's when you say that, like my wife is on social media a lot more than I am.
So, if you had to put it in numbers, how many hours a week you're on that?
Me, I'm on a week.
A week.
And you're talking about actively.
Yeah.
Like scrolling and all that?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Replying messages too.
Yeah. So I would call it maybe 8 to 10 hours a week.
Damn, I'm trying to think of mine.
Reddit be trapping me.
Ah, yeah, then no. Nah. Now, damn, I calm down with this sending this shit in the chat. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 5 to 7.
Oh no, that's absolutely not true.
Really?
If I'm 8 to 10, you're absolutely 8 to 10 too.
You think so?
Yeah, bruh. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Because
when you be on the top.
Bro, no.
You be on the top.
No.
We're not gonna pretend.
Listen, if you notice, bro, when I send TikToks, there's group. I'll send you like 5 or 6.
Yes.
And then it's.
But that's the same thing for me. But when I send mine, you say, I seen these already. When did you see these?
That's a fact.
When could you have seen these?
That's what I also love. Like, with the people, like, I talk to y'all niggas daily, like, and our algorithms are really the same. Yeah. That shit is nutty.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like, oh, I'm fake. I didn't send this to the chat. Like,
facts.
That shit really be like, damn, we really got the same phone damn there.
But that's why I say we have to have at least the same, because I'm on TikTok maybe 2 times a week, and I'm only on there for like 20 minutes. Okay. And every single one that I send, you say, I seen this.
So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We're on 8 to 10 then. I give that 8
so,
to 10.
So then, how many is your fiance? If you had to put a number to it, and you have to accept that you're not with her all day long, or at all, according to this podcast. According to this podcast, you've never seen your fiance.
I say 15 minimum
hours a week.
Yeah, to 25.
25.
I give her 3 hours a day. 21 hours. So 15 to 25. Some days she may be longer. That's what I'm going to guess. What?
I think what's weird is that I would not be surprised if it was the same over here.
Like, 3 hours a day is...
That's reasonable.
So...
I could guarantee you that right now, my wife is watching either TikTok or Instagram. I could near guarantee it.
Yeah. That's how my lady, her Facebook. My girl, she a Facebook queen. Yeah. So
so you started this off by saying that you don't like some of the effects when it comes to comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that happens in your household?
I would say, I want to say, I hope not, but maybe. I'd probably say yeah.
Are there like signs of it or something?
She'll send me like videos of couples doing like, he took me here, or I want to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that that's a problem.
Yeah, I love that. Actually.
I was gonna say that's not makes it easy for me. Let's take it for me. But not that it's a problem, but I feel like that's the influence right there. Like, you clearly want to do what they're doing. Like, so yeah, I'll say yeah. But I would.
That to me seems harmless though. If she's finding different things that she would want to do, like think of it as like if I was a hiker and I was married to a hiker,
mm-hmm.
and they're on hiking TikTok, and they find a place that they want to go. That seems great. You love food. She loves food. This is a new restaurant.
But then you can also end up getting caught with keeping up with the Joneses. It's that side too. Like, oh, this couple is doing that, so we got to be doing that to be happy.
Could you explain that to me though? How? And maybe I'm taking an example too seriously. Is that what's going on here? Because to me, I would like if the Joneses are eating fantastic food, I would love to I only splurge a couple times a year.
Okay.
On a typical basis.
But what if the Joneses are splurging all the time? We can't do that all the time.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if
you want to go out, go out to $300
come on,
dinners.
We're not on that level yet.
8 times a year.
Chill out. Like, so yeah, shit like that. That's a definitely
just work more.
Oh yeah, you did want to speak on that video, but that is definitely a negative influence though. Like, if you feel like you have to do what this couple is doing in order to be in a happy relationship, if I see signs of that, you got to go, or I got to go. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that read. No, I actually can see that. I can see that. I don't necessarily see any problems with comparison, except for me. I probably
like you personally, like somebody comparing.
No,
you comparing to somebody else.
Yeah,
that's it.
I want so much more than what I have, and I don't think it's one of those problems of comparison that I'm upset that someone has it and I don't have it. I know I can have it, so I want it. The things that I know I can have, I want. And it's more motivation to me seeing somebody having it. I'm like, hell yeah, this is real. This is, because like I said, most people that I see, I know. So I'm like, yeah, I could definitely, like, they attained it. I can too.
I'm like that too, but on both sides. Sometimes it keeps me motivated, but other times it gets me off my path. Like, let's say I'm on a financial goal to have this by the end of the month, and I'll go get something I want, but didn't need, and knock me off.
Yep.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I legit had to delete apps because of shit like that. Like, it. So like you said, like, knowing I can have it, let's just go get this bitch. Like,
let's just go get it. Yeah, I can't pretend that that's not been a thing for me too. No, that's true. And I think the influence of it being so accessible. Like, look, they have it. And this is accessible. Go shop for it. Like, you can shop for it right now. Look it up.
And
yeah, that's true.
And I realized when I took that break from social media, I want to say I had less wants, or I just didn't know what I wanted at the time. And I love that.
Ooh, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Every text that you got from Fashion Nova got answered.
Yeah,
when you were on social media, every text that Fashion Nova sent you got answered.
Listen, they know how to get me. You gotta just stop checking your phone, man. But yeah,
altogether, just throw your phone away.
Like, oh, these bitches here, like, but yeah, like that shit, that the influence it has, man. Like, just being able to see things people want is like a, what's the word I'm looking? It's like such a big deal because it's like it changes your focus. Like, you can, without social media, like, I was focused on things that actually matter. Like, social media do not matter to me at all. But I was focused on things that actually matter. And then when I have social media, I focus on shit that does not matter at all. Like, bro, I should not care who the fuck is playing tonight's game tonight.
Really?
Why should I care?
Make some money.
But
make some money. You know, like, DraftKings.
Bro, I woke up like that shit was my 9 to 5, checking my phone just to make sure no one's injured.
Right.
Like bro, like
right.
It just changes my daily routine now.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, man.
And then what I loved about not having social, I spoke to people more. Like, I didn't have topics. I should say, like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I didn't know who got traded. Like, who passed away. Like, people was like, did you hear what happened? No, talk to me. Like, what happened? It was more of them conversations. Appreciate that shit.
I do that. Like, I do that now with social media, but that's just because I'm not.
So
I don't follow all of those. What did you call them earlier? Publications.
Yeah,
I don't follow them. I don't follow the reporters for the most part. But I definitely understand not wanting to be as connected to the day-to-day global nonsense. Like, there is access to day-to-day global news on social media, and I don't love that. And I understand that too. But couldn't you... So a part of me wants to say that it is your responsibility to change your relationship with social media to lend itself better toward the things that you enjoy and away from the things that you don't. But at the same time, some people don't necessarily have an ability to make that balance better. And I guess that makes sense, and that's okay. Like, if your benefit of social media is higher or is lower than what it takes from you, probably just nix it then, as you were saying before. Like, you thrived in not having your social media.
But social media now for me is like just like conversation starters. That's really about it. That's it. Like nothing more. Like, I can definitely do without, but it's not such a negative for me, like, in my day-to-day life, because I don't let it have that hold on me. Like, whatever happens on there. Like, again, like, I don't give a fuck. But I do think I need it now with this podcast, like. So it's like, I am going to appreciate it. Like, I want to use... There's so many tools you can use with social media. Like, I'm going to get the best out of it. That's where I'm at with it now.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the main benefit for me is just the connection to people. Like, that's what I use it more for, that than anything else. I just want to have the ability to tell people that I love them. Like, you just got more access to telling people that you love them. I love that.
And more people at that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, it's crazy because, of course, you're telling people you love you, but it keeps a distance if you don't want that day-to-day interaction. And I love that.
Exactly.
I definitely love that. Because I believe we spoke on that when we was talking about building friends and shit like that. Yeah. So I love that aspect of the social media. Like, it can get people comfortable to speak on things.
Right. And you, like you said, you have that distance. You have the ability to keep a little longer leash on it. I think social media can be a tool, but it can also be a hindrance. It could be a bit of a crutch. But I'm curious because you said that as a utility today, it's for topics for this podcast. I want to challenge you to coming up with podcast topics, at least because we got to come up with a bunch of topics.
Yeah.
Could you come up with one topic at least every 2 weeks? One topic every 2 weeks
From social?
from your life.
From my life?
Instead of from social media. Instead of seeing something on social media. Because this topic is birthed out of that. Like, I've been on social media, and the first few posts that I saw the last, 5 days or so were jokes about it being New Year, New Me.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'm claiming this year for me.
Yeah. Manifesting.
Yeah, exactly. So I got this specifically from social media. But I also get topics from having conversations with people. And just being out and thinking about things. And I think that there's a benefit to having some of both. Like we say topical, what everyone's talking about when it comes to the social media thing. Mm-hmm. But we also kind of stay true to what people are dealing with that's not necessarily blasted on socials.
I can do that, but I'm sure people don't want to talk about racism all goddamn day. You know who I work with, but that's my day-to-day life.
Do you know how sad it is that when you talk about getting a topic from your day-to-day life, your first thought is, man, all these racisms happening to me?
No, but I actually have a topic that just popped in my head when you asked me that. But I'm gonna put that in our note.
Teaser.
Like being complacent. Having the same routine and feel like you're still in the same place. Not seeing the progress.
Oh, I feel like those could be different. Not seeing the progress and being complacent could be different.
Yeah. Like I deal with that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that one.
Because I can definitely speak.
I got a bit of a what I would consider a hot take.
What?
On that. I don't think that's that bad.
I want to hear it.
I don't think it's that bad. I think there is a common stigma about complacency that I disagree with. Like, if you're just happy with what you have, that's beautiful, actually. It's beautiful to be happy with what you have. And if you've gotten to a place where you're so happy with what you have that no change is actually good to you, I'm actually very okay with that. I might disagree with you, but I'm actually very okay. I champion you being in such a place where you could feel good. You could feel like it's a positive thing for you to not have any change.
I agree with you on that, but that's not what I was meaning. So for me, I know I want more. And I don't want to just be happy with what I have, knowing I want something else. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean by that. Just doing the same thing. Happy with my job, but I'm not getting where I want to be in life.
Ooh, I see.
That's what I mean.
That's not complacency either.
You don't think so?
No, that's just fear of leaving your comfort zone, which is a real good topic. That's a real good topic. Absolutely. I love that topic.
Listen, I deal with that shit too.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to save that one.
Yeah.
We're going to save that one.
Yeah, I'm about to put that in our notes for us. But yeah.
So before we get out of here today, I do feel like I need to address last week's episode. we talked about To Pimp a Butterfly a lot, and it was supposed to be just a tool. It was supposed to be the piece. What's the word that I'm looking for? It was supposed to be the catalyst for the conversation of blackness and how we differ in our opinions on blackness, but it ended up being like the topic a little bit. To Pimp a Butterfly did.
Yeah. Because you're so passionate about it.
And we talked about... I see what you're trying to do. So we talked about how it was taught in college and what college it was. And I wanted just to clarify some of the facts of it. Ninth Wonder, do you know who that is?
No.
Super producer.
But I did read your article you sent me.
Yes.
So...
Okay.
The 4 albums.
Yes, double XL.
Fire albums too on there.
Fire albums.
Yeah. So I have to agree with you. Pimp a Butterfly must be a great fucking album. Based off what it was surrounded by.
Do you know what they are? Do you remember them off the top of your head?
It was Illmatic, Lauryn Hill's,
Miseducation.
Yep. The
Tribe Called Quest.
Yep, Tribe Called Quest. And what's the last one?
I don't remember what it was. Oh, that was it.
Oh, it was 4?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was 5.
So it's Nas's Illmatic, A Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory, and Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So just 3 of them. Or no, 4. Because To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, Ninth Wonder, who is a super producer, one of the best producers to ever do it. Mm-hmm. He's the head of this project that they're doing for hip hop. Specifically for hip hop at Harvard. To me, that's super dope. And I love that you had to agree, that you feel like you have to agree, okay, there must be something here, right? I got it. I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you that all of those albums seem to be from the same kind of cloth. Almost what do you call commentary on blackness.
Yep.
Instead of just blackness. It's not being black, it's talking about being black. Uh-huh. And I completely agree. I completely stand on what I was saying in the last episode, that the reason that is the case is because a lot of the other shit is just surface. A lot of the other shit, you have to start a conversation. The album doesn't start the conversation for you. But I want to go over to the other side a little bit and say, it's okay to start the conversation. It's okay for you to be the one to start the conversation. And it's okay for that conversation to be about, I don't know, Ludacris's word of mouth. Or, like you said, Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, it's totally okay for many men to be the reason, the song or the curriculum.
Right.
And I completely understand how it looks like there's a brand
that you have to
of blackness
to be here
that is welcome. I want to keep I want to give you the opportunity to respond to that though.
So again, classic albums on there. So again, I haven't listened yet. I started it, but I told you I switched to Good Kid, Mad City. I had to. But there has to be some type of perfection in the album if it's listed with those. And then for it to be by Ninth Wonder, like you said, the greatest you have. Viable information, I don't think he'll lead us wrong. But like you said, it's all from the same cloth, a similar cloth. And I don't, again, like I said, I don't like how it only shows that side of the spectrum. Like, that's the only cloth over here. I don't like that. Still stand on that.
And I'm with you there now. I'm with you there after seeing what the whole thing was, in that the fact that there was a project instead of it just being Kendrick. The fact that there was a project and
it shows like a pattern now.
There wasn't a DMX album on there.
So.
Like, DMX belongs on there. If we're going to archive 4 albums, I get it. Mm-hmm. You got to choose, and you got to choose correctly. But there does seem to be an aspect of blackness that's left out of there.
And it's just like you, I give you examples. Like when I send you playlists, you be like, this all sound like one song. Same thing right here. Like same type. I don't want to say it's similar sound, but same motive.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't want to say it's all sound. I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
And mislead people.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But the second thing that I wanted to bring up here is that they actually have more blackness than I expected on their curriculum. Like I Googled what Harvard music, like the Harvard School of Music teaches. Mm-hmm. And the first offering that they have for the spring of 2023 is Bach to Beyonce. And Bach is like a classical Sebastian Bach. Francis, I can't remember his first name, but Sebastian Bach is a classical composer. I hate that you're shaking your head right now.
I can't speak of Beyonce, but
to Beyonce. But the point is, she's the staple. Like you can't. Maybe you don't like her music. Maybe you don't.
Fan base. But you can't ignore what she did in the culture. You are correct.
Why are you being like this?
But because
you're so dismissive about Beyonce. Do you hate Beyonce?
I hate her fans. Her fans made me this way.
Okay, but what I'm saying is Beyonce being the megastar that she is, being black and being so pro-black in public, it's for her to be taught as the other side of Bach. That's dope as fuck.
I agree.
There's also a soul music or African soul something. Hold on. So there's Bach to Beyonce, and then spirituality and black music are two of the. And this is only 15. They only got 15 courses here, and two of them are centered in blackness, which to me is pretty damn dope.
Yes.
Especially because this is a college of music. That's pretty damn dope. One of them having a pop star, a mega pop star, as one of the centerpieces, and the other having spirituality and black music as one of the centerpieces. Now, one thing I will say, Bach to Beyonce is being taught by Daniel Callahan, and I don't know if you could guess. I don't know if you could guess by the name. Yeah, he don't look like neither one of us.
Believable.
So take that with whatever grain of salt you need to, as we are being represented, but we are being represented by someone who does not represent us, I guess I should say. Like you could say that. You could say it that way. That's an interesting fact in itself.
Uh-huh.
But spirituality and black music is being taught by a black man
Fire.
Who happens to be a philosopher and
Fire.
a reverend.
Fire.
That is dope as fuck to me, bro.
And that's how it should be, though, right?
Yeah.
A person who deals with, because you told me he was a reverend, like he should be teaching spirituality and music. That's dope. That makes sense.
That's dope.
Like that makes so much sense. But again, looking at the list, like that is big improvement. Like we got some steps in the door. I love it. But I would one day love to see some niggas who just jumped off the porch on this. At some point.
Now, do you think... I totally understand where you're coming from. And the only reason that I can say that there is a lack of representation of a population of black people is because the project that Ninth Wonder was doing was narrowing hip-hop down to 4 albums. If it wasn't specifically based on picking 4 albums, I don't think I would feel the same way. Because these 4 albums that's just what's being archived for this project. Mm-hmm. Now, for what you were saying last week, when you said there's psychology behind these songs that are definitely worthy of digging into. Completely agree. Cannot a psychology professor just cut to, what do you think he's talking about in the song? Like, if you have traumas or post-traumatic stress, could you not tie those yourself? Could you not be teaching from a Waka Flocka song without it being necessarily on the curriculum?
You said, can you not be teaching?
Can't you do that?
Yeah. Easily, though.
I think that's way more likely, because those are the conversations that are to be had, according to you, and I agree. Last week, the conversations to be had off this murder rap is, why do they feel this way? Why is this the case? Now, there's obviously some critical race theory to be taught. Like, what environments are you growing up in where this is how you decide your life is going to go? Yeah, exactly. These things manifest because of topics that could definitely be a part of, and I'm sure hip hop is a part of whatever critical race theory courses there are, but it's way less pronounced than saying, this is a course called Bach to Beyonce.
Yes. Now, I don't listen to Beyonce, so please tell me, is she deep or something? Like, is she not clear in what she's saying? Or does she make you think when you listen to her music?
Well, I can't speak specifically to what the course is, but I'm assuming that they're saying, like, Sebastian Bach was the popular thing while he was composing music. Beyonce is the popular thing. This is the evolution that music has gone through to be popular.
Now, Drake don't deserve that spot. Not saying he represents us. I am not saying.
I'm letting you do this on your own, my boy.
I am. Listen, please understand. I am.
Don't ask me questions. Look at the camera. Look at the microphone.
Like, if you want to go off streams or whatever, like, wouldn't Drake be a better fit for this? For the popular vote?
You don't expect the microphone to answer you, do you?
Like, listen, I know you don't want them hoes on you, but please.
Whoa.
Help me understand, like.
No way.
Based off what should be Bach to Beyonce? Like, what would you like to base that off of?
What do you mean?
Like, why should be Bach to Beyonce when Beyonce is not the number one? Maybe out of women she is, but she's not the number one artist.
Let me help you out here. Why can't it be a black woman?
Do you want the best?
I just need you to answer the question very directly. Why can't it be a black woman?
It can.
You went with a basically white dude. Why does it have to be a white dude?
Because the only reason I said this, I brought Beyonce because I didn't think she was I'm gonna make you think type of artist, like a Kendrick is, like sometimes a J. Cole is.
Why is she? Why you don't? You're putting the same parameters on it as you don't want on there.
No, so I asked you, like, if she's a conscious singer, right? She don't rap. She's a conscious singer, right? Is she? I don't listen to her, so I don't know. So what you were saying, like, you want people to think when you're at school, right? So, like, why would it be her? That's the only reason I asked you that. Like, I'm confused here. Does she make people think?
Well, they're not dissecting her lyricism, I bet. It's more the composition of the music. Like, this is the popular music now. But even if it was just about popularity, why can't it be a black woman?
Don't you want it to be the most popular?
Why? Why does it have to be the most popular? Why can't it just be this black woman? Like, because I take that as a win. It being a black person is fire. It being a black woman, super fire.
Yeah, so I was assuming Bach was the most popular for his time.
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I was assuming, and then they're trying to get the most popular for our time. It definitely would not be her, unless you're only strictly.
You sound like you sound like you're just saying this to specifically be a hater. It feels like you're just being a hater.
Listen, they released the streams for artists. She was not top 3, so Drake was number 1 with 50 billion. it makes sense.
I'll give it to the Jewish dude then. Next time when I come with facts, I'll make sure that the Jewish dude is the one who's winning.
Listen,
that's what you want.
No, it makes sense if you go in the
You
most
hate
popular.
Kanye West, huh?
No, not really. I hate that people listen to him.
Oh, you crazy?
I don't hate him. Yeah, he doesn't make
my
me
beautiful
mad.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is insanity.
No. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. I hate that people listen to him talk now.
I want you to know that I just saved you.
Like
me bringing up Kanye and derailing you was the best thing for you,
bro. I'm telling you, if them hoes.
You thought you hated social media before. Wait till you see your social media.
Different.
I'm not tagging you.
See,
no,
you
listen,
know they different.
I'm not tagging you in the clip for this one. I'm not tagging you in the clip for this one.
But listen, I don't want to discredit Beyonce at all, though. Because
you did. You absolutely did.
I told you, her fans make me hate her, not her.
You don't even know her fans.
What? I lived with one. Remember that. And my brother. Yeah. Wow. So they ruined it. They definitely ruined it for me. They're the reason if she was to drop an album, I won't listen to it.
Oh, you crazy. It's some heat on that last one.
I'm sorry. Her fans are the reason.
Plastic Off the Couch go
for the rest of my life. They ruined it, unless they apologize.
All of them?
All of them. They right, they wrong. Get back on it.
Oh yeah. You gonna take it? You gonna burn us down with you, huh?
But
what a motherfucker, man.
But again, I'm gonna listen to that Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that
because it being surrounded by them albums, and then someone of that high caliber recognizing that at a school he's teaching, like it has to be something. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is heavily biased opinion right now. I don't think any of those albums have the effect that the Miseducation does. And that's specifically because it sounds better than anything else too. Like all of the other ones have the substance, but hers has the substance and I'm a croon to that shit. Like I'm gonna definitely be singing as if my heart is broken and I need some reciprocity. That's the difference between that album and all the other ones on there. It's bro. There's nothing. That album ain't dying.
Is
best R&B album of all time.
But it'll matter the same way though, right? Timeless, right?
Nah.
Really?
Nah, it ain't. You be spinning that shit?
No.
Me neither.
Okay.
Me neither. Me neither.
That's fair.
But I guarantee you.
I give that.
But I guarantee you, Everything Is Everything come on and it's playing.
That's fair.
I guarantee it.
That is definitely fair.
But I wanted to bring that conversation up because afterwards there were parts of the conversation where I felt like I didn't as I was editing, there were parts of it where I felt like I didn't have enough information, especially when it came to when we're talking about the schooling aspect. I did not have enough information, and I wanted to at least go in and know what we were talking about. And then on top of that, once I found out new information and I found myself agreeing with you, I didn't want to leave that and not let you know, like, nah, you had some valid points in there that I did not give you credit for.
And yeah, I only knew about the school because of you, so I was going off the information that I was received from you, so we just got to do more study on topics, bro.
Yeah,
that
sure.
happens, though.
For sure. But, yeah, anything else we want to talk about on social media before we get out of here?
I want to know their hours.
Now, I used to get my hours.
Like on screen time?
On the screen time thing, I used to get my report. And I turned that shit off because they count YouTube as social media, which I think you have to some degree.
They give you a breakdown, though.
Listen, I don't ever want to open that shit up and see that I spent 26 hours on social media.
What? YouTube.
YouTube is how, like, YouTube is my podcast.
You can take that away, though. Like, it separates, like, exactly, you spent 3 hours on YouTube, etc.
What I'm saying is when I open my screen time report, I don't want it telling me that I spent 26 hours on social media. So I turned that, I got rid of it. I got rid of that shit. So I don't actually have my hours. I think you do have your hour breakdown. So when you come back next week, have your hour breakdown, and we'll get some hour breakdowns in the comments and such.
Yeah, they can better tap in with theirs too. I want to see how wild it is. I feel like it's going to be wild. No, I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like we're specifically unhealthy, but I have been wrong before. I feel like I spend way more time than the average person on social media.
You think you spend more than the average?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't feel like that.
I just don't know.
Only because I live with a woman.
Oh my goodness! Man.
How do you feel like that?
It's bad. It's bad. It's getting bad.
Well,
they're going to kill you again.
Watch.
2 weeks in a row, they're going to kill you again. Well, hit us up on the social medias. Hit us up on the social medias about social media. At the Overly Opinionated Podcast on Instagram, at the OO Pod Boys on Twitter, and the Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com if you're a geezer and you still use a typewriter and a fax machine. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday.